Welcome, Cards family, to a cold, windy day in Oslo, Norway, as we open the 2024 World Showcase in the home of Arctic Casino Games. I actually just made that up, but nonetheless, it was a great day for the sport as we opened our first official international campaign with 3 games from the Arctic Group, a contest between 4 nations who are all looking to represent the Poles in the knockout round.
Yes, thank you, Kat. Before we get on to the matchups, I would like to tell the world some breaking news that will be sad to hear for some fans who have traveled to watch games today. Olaf of the Antarctica team had apparently caught a case of the flu from a wild penguin down in the snowy continent. He was able to make the flight, albeit with a full protective suit on, but will bring Antarctica's opening match to tomorrow as he recovers from the case. So no games from Antarctica today.
Well, that is unfortunate for the team, and it's important to note that we don't want to slow everything down too much. So if Olaf still doesn't recover by tomorrow, his teammates Snowmo and Mo will represent the team by themselves in the matches. But for now, we will just start without them.
Well, of course, beginning with a game between the hosts, Norway, who will be coached by Abby for this game and likely to follow, and their Scandinavian neighbors Finland, represented by Buff the Arctic Wolf and his son Junior, one of a few father-son duos in the tournament, eh, Kat?
Of course, we love to see some family bonding time in the form of gambling-esque casino games. Don't gamble, children. Anyway, we should get on to the summary of the game, sponsored by 3 Taverns Brewery. Hey, why are we more or less associated with such non-child-friendly aspects? Don't gamble nor drink, children of the world. Thiago, take it away.
Well, Norway and Finland. Well, it was a tightly contested game start to finish. A great opener where both nations were practically neck and neck until the final marble. A strong summary for underdogs Finland, who didn't perform so much in the preseason, Kat.
Absolutely, and their campaign got off to a flying start as they were able to pull a cat in the hat early in the game. Despite this, though, Norway's fighting ability proved to be the difference maker, as they won 2 out of 3 fights, including a deciding sudden death fight, which closed the tournament's first game.
Absolutely. Both Charlotte and her little sister Shine are fierce fighters and impressed throughout the entire game, delighting the home fans with a win, putting them atop the group early. No rest for them, though, as they take on the Icelandic Penguins in Game 2.
Well, we all knew before the game started, right, Thiago, that the Icelandic Penguins were going to be a slightly tougher challenge for Norway than Finland, who didn't perform so well in the preseason, right?
Well, yeah, I actually just mentioned that, but whatever, you know.
All right, okay, well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Anyway, we should go and get started. Unlike previous contenders Finland, Iceland had surprisingly impressed during the preseason and maybe dark horse of the tournament, wouldn't you say, Thiago?
Absolutely. I might bet a little on them myself.
Don't gamble, kids,
well,
please.
Well, anyway, Norway have an arsenal of a skill set,
yes,
dumping very strongly, and they didn't get to show it off in any of their first 5 pulls, which put them 3 marbles behind at one point. That's right.
Why?
Iceland were up 2 marbles to 5.
Unbelievable. Well, once they started dumping, however, they were able to come all the way back and make it into a sudden death game, where Iceland, unfortunately for them, rolled a 2 on a dump and failed to score, giving the Polar Bears their second sudden death win in just 2 games.
Impressive, I do say, as Norway will catch their first break of the tournament, closing their performance for today, and they will continue tomorrow against Antarctica, Olaf or not.
Yep, it is important to note we will keep you guys updated on the state of Olaf and his disease that he has seemed to have got. Anyway, we should go ahead and pick up on their third and final game of the first match day. Iceland were looking to pick up on their impressive underdog performance in Game 1 against the now undefeated Norwegians as they play a slightly weaker side, Finland.
Yes, and it looked like Iceland were going to run away with it early as Finland flushed 4 straight pulls, and most importantly, Iceland pulling 2 straight cat in the hats.
My gibbities.
The first time ever, I believe.
I believe, possibly. What a feat. But it appeared Finland were able to quickly make it a contest, pulling a queen to get rid of their first marble, then scoring on a dump from the 9, an impressive shot.
But Iceland's coach's Abby's dumping technique proved superior again, as she continues to dump more successfully from the depths than the mid-ranges, eventually clearing Iceland's Thiago ball on a fight after a back-and-forth game where the Icelandic Penguins went 3 for 4 during fights. Not too shabby as they pick up their first win of the tournament. Finland and Coach Eli both continue to struggle with 0 wins, respectively.
All right. Well, a chaotic day, first day of the tournament in the Arctic divisions, from Norwegians going undefeated to movie star snowmen catching diseases in desolate areas. What are stats?
About time I give you my 3 takeaways from the match, don't you say, Cats?
Yes, Thiago's takeaways, temporarily sponsored by both Bioma and BMW.
And that noise means we start. Well, firstly, we notice Coach Eli hasn't picked up a single win in the 3 games, getting especially close on 2 out of 3. And in my opinion, I think he not only needs to adjust his dumping technique, but also pick back up on the progress he was making with Team Iceland tomorrow against rookies Antarctica. After all, he only got 1 chance, and it was against the highly skilled Norwegians.
I completely agree, especially if Olaf finds himself still with the flu. There is no doubt in my mind that Iceland team could pick up a W against Snowmo and his brother Mo.
I completely agree. Our second takeaway also has to do with that Norwegian team, as the Polar Bears dominate through the matchups, especially looking superior in the dumping aspects. As long as they can tighten up in the mid-ranges, there is no stopping that team on the no-flush.
Great point, Thiago. The dumping performances from the 2s, 3s, and 4s were noticeably more impressive from the 5s, 6s, and 7s. I don't understand how that's even possible, mate.
I agree myself. Finally, we would like to make it clear that the North American group will also be opening with some games tomorrow in Miami, including 2 games from the home side, the Florida Alligators against both the California Republic and the home country, the United States of America. Look out for those 3 things tomorrow, as we'll catch you on match day 2.
Do you have speech problems there, Tiana? Republic.